Hi, I'm James with British Customs. Today we're going to be installing this 4-inch Predator carbon on this 2022 Triumph Street Twin. All right, so first thing we're going to do is loosen the muffler clamp using a 10mm socket. You don't have to take it all the way off. You just need to make it loose enough to pull the muffler off. Using a 12mm socket and a wrench, you want to hold the nut in the back here. And loosen. And this bolt you need to take completely out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is remove the foot peg. There's a little ball bearing in here that helps lock it in place. You don't want to lose that. And you don't want to lose the little spring clip here that we're going to pull off now. Okay, to remove this, you just need a small screwdriver. And you want to get inside that little hole there and pluck it out. So when you remove the foot peg, you just want to be careful not to lose the little ball bearing in there. I'm going to push that pin up. Keep your hand underneath there just in case that bearing falls out. And then pull it all out as one. You got your ball bearing there and there's a little spring in there, so you just don't want to lose either one of those. Next, we want to remove the foot peg mount and bushing using a 12mm wrench and a 6mm hex head. So while holding up the muffler, you want to pull out this bolt. Then we just turn the muffler a little bit to get this out of the pocket there. And then just slide back. You have to wiggle it a little bit sometimes. That's it. Okay, on the right side of the bike, it's the exact same as the other side, except you have one less point to remove from here. You get your 10mm socket and loosen up that clamp. Okay, so again, we want to remove this and not lose the clip and not lose the ball bearing. And then using our 6mm hex bit, 12mm wrench, give a little twist in and pull it off. On the Street Twin, there's a gasket inside the muffler that meets up with the head pipe right here. You only use that on a stock muffler. You don't need it on British Custom slip-ons. Okay, so what we want to do is get this rubber bushing into this hole here. If the top hat is in the bushing, just take it out to do this. You just want to squeeze it in there. Then the top hat spacer goes to the inside towards the bike. And then the other spacer will go here and sit into the pocket of the footrest mount. You want to put your clamp on so you have easy access from the bottom with your tool, and it looks nicer that way. Okay, we're going to slide this on. Make sure your clamp is in position. So we're going to put the spacer in here, get the bolt, hold it in place while we line up these two holes with the bolt. Make sure your pin is lined with the hole. Get your nut that you took off previously, put it on the back side there. Your 6mm hex and 12mm wrench. Snug them up. Make sure that's staying flat. 24 Newton meters. Your 5mm hex. Tighten up the clamp. Make sure it's lined up nice here and nice and flush and neat looking. Make sure it's lined up over here nice and flush and neat looking. You want it tight enough that it won't leak. Not so tight that you're going to break something. Install the passenger peg. Make sure your ball and spring are where they're supposed to be. A little grease will hold that ball in there. Get your pin that you removed earlier. Put it in. Make sure everything's working and throw your clip on. That's it. Okay, we're going to slide this on. Make sure your clamp is located where it should be so you can get to the tool, get your tool in there easy. Get your spacer, put it on the inside. Slide in the bolt to hold it in place. And line up the other spacer. You want to make sure your pin is lined up with the alignment hole. Get your nut you removed earlier, put it on the back side here. A 6mm hex, 12mm wrench. Snug it up. .24 Newton meters. Make sure the strap is nice and flush with the slip-on. Make it nice and tight so it won't leak. So nothing's moving, but you don't break anything. Now we'll put the passenger peg in. Make sure your ball and spring are where they should be. A little grease will hold that ball in place. Get your pin that you removed earlier. Retaining clip. So the last step you want to do before you fire this thing up is you want to give it a good rub down with alcohol and get any fingerprints or grease that might be on it, because they will burn into the steel and leave a mark.